Hey everybody, what is up and welcome to my weekly DLC review. And this week we're talking about the three new songs that came out today. We've got Audioslave, we've got Linkin Park, and we've also got Godsmack. So this first song is Like a Stone by Audioslave. And I have to say, I was anticipating this song would be a lot better than it really was. You think of Audioslave, you think of Tom Morello and great guitar player. And I have to say, this is a really disappointing song on guitar. It's so many sustains. There is like a little guitar solo in there, but it's quite easy. And then there's like an acoustic section after the guitar solo where you're like, oh, things are going to get better. And they don't. They go back to just basically how they did at the beginning of the song. And it's just super boring and not a whole lot going on. The bass is a little bit better, but I still find that it suffers from a lack of variety. And the chorus in the song during the bass is just a lot of sustains as well. The bass doesn't have as many sustains as the guitar. I'd actually say the bass is more enjoyable than the guitar, but I'd still say it's pretty meh. The drums are not that much better either. You're literally playing the exact same beat the entire song. Look up a stretch in the song where you'll see some rack toms thrown in. You're like, oh, the beat's going to change, and it doesn't. You're literally playing the exact same beat, just on the rack toms and on the snare. There's a couple little fills thrown in at the end. That's about it. This entire song, with the exception of the vocals, is pretty skippable if you ask me. Let's go into our next song of the week. Our next song is Awake by Godsmack, and this song is one of the best songs we've gotten on drums in the past couple weeks, and one of the hardest songs we've gotten. It's not like a devil tier or anything, but there's some really challenging parts. Like there's this fun crash beat you'll be playing that has like a rack tom thrown in every so often. Then you'll have this fun little ride beat you see right here as well. But also fun little quick fills as well. And then like halfway through the song, it transitions to like a disco beat, and the disco beat, I still am trying to master them in Rock Band 4. I find they're a lot harder to play than in Rock Band 3. I felt the guitar and bass just were not as good in this song. I felt like they were just really boring, and there was just something that didn't sit right with me. I found it was a little too repetitive. I found the bass was a bit better, but I found overall the guitar and bass are just completely skippable on this song. Let's go into our final song of the week. Our final song is a song that I've wanted in Rock Band for such a long time, and it's actually the first time I'd ever actually heard Linkin Park was Lying From You back about 10 or 11 years ago, so I was a little late to the party of sort of discovering this band. But after all the Linkin Park releases we finally got the song, and I have to say I really enjoyed it on drums. I think some people may not enjoy it as much as I did, maybe because I'm a bit biased towards the song, but it's a pretty standard rock beat. But then there's like two main basic sections. There's like a really fast hi-hat section, and then there's like a slower version of that you'll be playing. But what I found really fun was the bass pedal pattern on this song. I found it was actually quite challenging. And there's a lot of, quick little fills thrown in on the snare as well as on the rack toms as well. There's a lot of blue crash and green crash. I'd recommend you buy this song on drums, especially if you are a Linkin Park fan. I found the guitar was definitely on the easier side of things, but still quite enjoyable. It was pretty big chord fest, a lot of three-finger chords in it, but it was still varied enough that I enjoyed it. I found the bass was completely skippable. There were sections during where you're just basically standing around playing nothing, and it just starts and stops way too many times. And I just felt it was a little bit uneven in certain parts of the song. That does it for this week's DLC review, guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in next week for my next week's DLC review. Take care and make sure to subscribe.